Friends, in this video for ithought Advisor, I am taking up the topic active versus passive. The debate continues. Whenever conversations happen on advisory relationships, most of the time gets spent on cost. Discussions on cost take away most of the time. In my mind, when I look at investment opportunities, I look at what I can get out of it as an investor. And simply because I wear the advisory hat, it's very difficult to get out of that mindset. So, when I look at a product, whether it's active or passive, I look at the potential of the product. I am not so much worried about the cost. If the potential is high, the cost will be immaterial. So, when I bought some global feeder funds in mining, in several contrarian teams, I knew that I was paying a lot of money, but the returns justified that investment. Similarly, I would buy an ETF only if I believed that that particular product has a very high potential or it's really worth buying. So, the fit between my return expectations from the product and the opportunity is what I would primarily focus upon. I would not worry so much about what is the TER. At the same time, I would not want to unnecessarily pay excess TER in a product if I have a more efficient way of playing the same idea. So, this is broadly the framework that I have worked with. Most people who sit on the other side are always looking at how they can judge this aspect. Fair, because everyone has that opportunity to do so. But I tell a person a simple way of measuring. You please calculate your returns after whatever is the expense. If you are going under RIA, you calculate your fee. Similarly, if you are under the distribution option, calculate what return you are making. Calculate how much return you will make before you make the investments. Form an informed guess and evaluate whether you are going in the right direction. That, in my opinion, should be a bigger priority for an investor than cost. Most people who have bought products on cost may or may not have met their return expectations. So, the cost did not save them or deliver to them. My sense is that it is the primary responsibility of the investor to ensure that what he has to get out of a product is delivered and his return expectations are met. It's also important to have reasonable return expectations, but that is the subject of a different topic. Now, which is better to deliver return expectations, active or passive? My sense is both. I have no preference for active or passive. When I feel comfortable about a particular passive product, I am more than happy to buy it. And when I feel comfortable about a active product which is exceptionally well managed, I don't worry too much about the cost as long as it is within reasonable limits. Because I am more interested in the risk reward than in the cost reward. When the risk reward is right, your cost reward will automatically be right. This is the simple approach that I will always weigh. And another thing which I consciously do is, in my mind, when I see portfolios, I ensure that the fees and expense ratio never gets into my mind. I only see the product. So, when you see the product, you ensure that you see the product on merit and you give your judgment on merit. Whatever be the cost and expense ratio will just be what it is. I am not going to change it. If the product is great, I will bet on it. I will not worry about this. This detached approach helped me in taking passive on merit, in exiting passive on merit, in buying active funds on merit, exiting active funds on merit, switching between themes, ensuring that thematic investing also worked in a cost efficient way, and constantly looking to improve the mix between active and passive. When you don't have biases, you look at opportunity on merit. In my view, cost can be a very big investment bias, and I don't want that bias to affect the eventual investment outcome. So, it's not active versus passive. It's not active or passive. It's active and passive. And an investor must understand that when there is a merit, he should buy the right product. And the product return fit, the product risk profile fit should be perfect. If you get that right, then the cost reward is not going to be an issue, and every one of us will get what we want out of our investing. Happy investing. Thank you.